software is free, so on the count of 3, update to 6.8. Stack up too much fakes and the world breaks. Only what's open can be true. Full transparency is best for you. Free, functional, and secure. Hacker people. Just read the code if unsure. Hack the planet.
Welcome everyone to the Linux guy. Tries NetBSD. What could possibly go wrong this time? Qemu, Ryzen, Compute Rack, VNC. As so often, I could theoretically zoom it a little bit more for you if you want this further zoomed. And then let's see. So I zoom this here. I need a better VNC client or so. Why does this not? Now you have it a little bit larger. So yeah, let's see what could possibly go wrong. So one huge difference to OpenBSD already. It boots, in my opinion, a little bit more readable. Not the biggest thing of like who cares about verbose boot messages, right? The installer greets me a little bit more friendly. So let's see how that goes today. Install messages in English. This menu driven tool is designed to help you install NetBSD. Also, for those who are new, I will make more dedicated in-depth videos. It's just like I need to try it out anyway. So let's entertain ourselves here together. And I hope we learn something. And what else do I want to say? Yeah. Unchanged. What do you have? Keyboard designed to help you. Ah, right. I wanted to say, so the BSDs for yesterday's discussion, right? The BSDs are more of this original Unix sources derived. NetBSD, the most portable one, probably with like the least performance, the least features, but keeping it a little bit more simple. FreeBSD, the development of like similar to Linux. Let's throw everything we could possibly throw in there with more features, more performance, but less portable because too few developers to port it to all this crazy stuff, because NetBSD even runs on as crazy stuff as Sharp's X68K workstation from Japan and other exotic stuff where even Linux doesn't run. Maybe even Next Cube and Station, which Linux also doesn't run on. And then OpenBSD, similar to NetBSD, not as many platforms, but more security. Also, I should stress, yesterday we didn't come away the most impressed of OpenBSD. OpenBSD security, also because our theme here, right, you can order merge and shirts, and the only constant is change, right? One reason OpenBSD has also less regressions, bugs and security vulnerabilities is they change less, right? With Linux, change, refactor, change performance, more drivers, refactor, change, more features, and like, yeah, more change, more regressions, more security vulnerabilities, even like IOU ring, right? According to Google study, 60% or so of security vulnerabilities and latest and greatest high performance IOU ring. And then other exotic stuff like Dragonfly BSD of mixing this a little bit more microkernel-ish, hybrid, and so on. But that is for another day. So unchanged. Install. What else? We have upgrade, reinstall, sets. So they also call the sets, utility, config. You have chosen to install NetBSD on your hard disk. It's funny that they call it still hard disk, right? This is the kind of polishing that even I've done. I recently reverted this to storage because even I nowadays don't use hard disk too often anymore, but rather SSDs, right? So I even, that is the kind of stuff, I mean, of course it doesn't matter, even in T2, our Linux distribution until recently, hard disk and stuff, but this is the kind of stuff that, in my opinion, a high profile project like Net Open Free or Dragonfly BSD probably should have renamed in the meantime. This will change information on your hard drive disk. You should have made a full backup. Maybe we could steal some wording there. What do we have here? Create a new BSD partition after you. Shall we continue? Yes, please. Okay, they call the hard disk also VW. Where does it even stand for? Does it have extended partitioning? Does it do this automatically? Seems not to have been partitioned before. Please select GUID. Probably, I hope this works. This is a like who cares still? Like geometry, right? This is this old-fashioned stuff. Even the T2 installer does not ask you this. We could, I mean, certainly our installer is not perfect, but hey, we are an unsuccessful one-man plus some contributors project. But I mean, I call this a huge improvement over OpenBSD though, because OpenBSD, yeah, the OpenBSD one is really, really simple. Where does this W, like, is this like from, what were they called in the 80s? Winchester drives or whatever? BSD. Yeah, just the usual, getting a phone call. BSD, working theme here, right? To busy businessman. That's happen when you fund your own Linux project with 20 million over the next year's previous videos, and you get even more phone calls than usual. So WD kernel interface, what is it? Generic. Oh, this is from Western Digital. So this is, okay, this is Western Digital, not Winchester, whatever. Okay, fair enough. I still find the name silly, but that is probably how BSD is. And welcome everyone. So this is a correct like geometry. Of course, we are in the 80s on our IBM XT. So set the size use default partition for installation requires at least 127 megabyte without X and at least 400. I mean, this stuff is way smaller than T2, but to be fair, we ship Firefox by default, right? I mean, we could, I mean, maybe one takeaway probably is we could create better sets, right? Better minimal and set package grouping. Let's see what happens with default. Oh shit, there was use everything. Maybe I should have used use everything. But okay, we're now ready to install NetBSD to your hard drive. Your Western Digital, to your virtual Western Digital IDE hard drive. What is it? IDE integrated? What was IDE even? IDE integrated, whatever it was, integrated device. What was it even? Integrated drive electronics, of course. Who wouldn't know that? Okay, now we're ready. Yes, install. What did I not? What? You've chosen install. Did I not? There was, yes. Oh man. What, we have done this already? This is FFS version 2 swap. Did I not have chosen? Maybe I've not chosen, yes, there. By the way, yesterday, to my surprise, last night I continued a little bit with OpenBSD, and I was surprised that I wanted to boot headless over Secure Shell with Qemu, and I was surprised. It looked like maybe their serial console stuff is like compile time default, because they have another download like OpenBSD whatever -com, also like install 73-com maybe. It's like, if that is true, like leave in the comments below, can you not change the console to serial dynamically on the fly? Is this seriously compile time default? Yeah, use BIOS console. By the way, one observation, of course, I looked into the kernel sources at times over the years, but of course I'm not familiar with each and every detail of each corner of the BSD kernels. But it looked to me also that they have more support, and I've seen this on SGI Optane, for example, or all SGI MIPS ports on NetBSD also. They have at times more support of printing to the system console, right? The Linux kernel doesn't do that. The bootloader would do that on ARCs firmware, on MIPS, or the BIOS, or even then the BIOS, like the bootloader grub, Lilo or Store. So usually they don't even use BIOS interrupt, whatever, 13, 10, or 10 was VGA, right? 13, 19, whatever. System BIOS calls to print text. I guess grub usually writes directly into the text mode video buffer, and Linux too, right? That is also something, when I continue with my microkernel stuff, I will probably also, because we will have a totally different setup, because I want more innovation. That always annoyed me with this Linux stuff of writing to the hardware directly instead of like the early boot stuff, like more BIOS console stuff, for example. Also yesterday I was wondering why this OpenBSD text was printed blue. I believe in the meantime, it looked to me, it's just an observation, correct me if I'm wrong, it looks to me that this blue background text on OpenBSD is probably the kernel printed debug messages. And all the other text, like all the other user space boot messages, are in a normal color. Like, that is my observation. I didn't read the freaking manual, probably I should. Is, yeah, to immediately realize probably important kernel messages. So full installation, CD-ROM, finished, progress. Okay, they also run here they directly run here progress, so they also untar stuff maybe quite. So this is a little bit T2-ish as well. I yesterday said already our tiny little T2 Linux, sort of the BSD among the Linux distributions, right? And certainly the trend here continues of just executing package installation with some stuff. Extraction of the selected sets. FlatBSD 9.3 is complete. System is now able to boot from the selected hard drive. Configure network, configure, change your password empty. Do we really need to go up there and change something? I think let's just finish and see. Can we go back, by the way? Is there not? Maybe not. Deleted? Detached? That's probably kernel messages. Thank you very much. I guess reboots then. So even that is sort of less polished than T2, I have to say, because at least we display, hey, the installation has finished. Do you want to reboot now? So that is no. Oh wait, did I even boot C? That probably should be the boot from the hard drive. I mean, on one day, I understand the argument of like you could go back and do other stuff. So this is empty, right? Does it? Okay, this is empty. This indeed worked. Do they just lost to StartX? Hey, they also lost to just StartX. Amazing. The future is now. The future is. You're waiting for desktop Linux, just. Desktop NetBSD. So huge for your YouTube viewing pleasure. And all right, I made a mistake. I should have. Okay, we want to do it in a second video anyway. But somehow the zooming is off. I intentionally did I not run this? Yeah, I have run this device USB tablet, but somehow I believe this is somehow scaled strangely. Yeah, so much to the futures now. Let's maybe see. I mean, I could rsync this now. Which keyboard layout is this now? Okay, probably. Oops. What do I even type here today? USB. Let's see. So they probably don't have GCC, right? Oh no, they have GCC. Wow, so that is a difference. Do they really ship an old GCC? Interesting. Is this pre-GPL3 maybe? Who knows? Do they also have? And that, of course. Oh no, okay. They, to my surprise, really ship. Maybe they can't ship with Clang because they support too many crazy architectures like Motor 68K or so that doesn't have a fully functional, and all the other Super H and stuff, and Itanium probably, that, or Alpha that doesn't. And that are the differences, right? If you're wondering what are the difference between NetOpen and FreeBSD, DragonflyBSD, is like different compilers, different drivers, different evolution. They probably don't ship SVN, do they? Do they ship Git? Okay, they don't. They neither ship one or the other. Do they have? Which shell is it, by the way? Also not a cool prompt, right? Yesterday, OpenBSD. I really wish the default prompt could, in my opinion, be a little bit better. Yes, of course you can configure it, right? But out of the box, I'm not expecting, yes, as I said yesterday, I don't expect a Starship or oh my posh prompt, but at least the working directory. Is that too much to ask? Type 3 error says, wow, a success, never was successful installing NetBSD, always got kernel panic upon reboot in Qemu or real hardware. I mean, over this, I said I usually don't use other systems than T2 Linux, but I installed, like certainly 15 years ago, more often the last 10 years not, but even I, at least 10 years ago, sometimes installed this stuff to get an idea what other people are doing. Hi there, by NetBSD, because we try everything here on this channel. Of course, you're right, why would you use anything else than T2 Linux? But broadening our horizon, learning something, getting inspiration and stealing the best bits. Only live on this channel. By the way, which window manager is it? Is it also... well, this is CTWM. Yesterday this was something slightly different, right? FVM, whatever. So package, does it even complete? So this has, this shell doesn't even have, so this is whatever. Do they have bash? Okay, they don't have bash. Let's see what happens if we package add bash. No package found for bash, sorry. So that is somehow meh. NetBSD install bash. So that worked in OpenBSD. So much to, I mean, of course I knew because I tried it 15 years ago. There are huge differences. So here's this here prompt misconfiguration etc rc boot problems. Nah, you had me boot problems. Package add. You really need a freaking package path? Are you kidding me? If you want to install any of the software freely available for Unix-like systems, you're strongly advised first to check the NetBSD package system package source, aka similar to T2, our rolling release open source distribution. Automatically handles any changes. See the list of available packages. Okay, they have bash. Do you really need to build, but you don't need to spell out bash 5.2.15, do you? Okay, they don't have fire. Oh no, no, what? Oh, this search is just super slow for some crazy reason. Okay, they have Firefox. But why? Why do you need to export? Like why is this not a default? Like why? On OpenBSD it was configured by default. What did their per? Let's. So I find this really. Inconvenient, especially like I'm on a virtual machine here, so now I should really freaking type this. Like, what are they thinking? I mean, this kind of, I mean, if you are a developer and I do something completely wrong and there should be something obvious, but like what nonsense, what usability is it that I should type this shit in? And yes, I could use, I mean, I should try Spice and see if we can copy and paste that, but with VNC I can't in this configuration. Package, I mean package source, I mean if I would run NetBSD, right, I would, I mean not only I, like stuff I realize obviously, right, as a 25 years Linux distribution veteran developer, I mean, I would make this default, and even if for some crazy reason I want people to type it in, I would at least not have pub packages, right? Like, why not just package, either why not packages or package source and the NetBSD or stuff. But I mean, this is like, seriously. Is there someone telling me Liquid says package path has to be manually configured? Like, but why? They know their path. Like, why is this not a post? Like, why is it not hard coded into the release image? Why is it not dynamically? I mean, you don't even need to hard code it, right? You can literally have that in your etc whatever rc conf thing. But I mean, this is just lame. And I have appreciation to OpenBSD's more security and NetBSD's more minimal just. And my microkernel, I would also, I mean, certainly I would take a decade to develop a microkernel at least somewhat usable. I certainly appreciate all the history and work that went into there, but this kind of things I just don't understand. So this is, of course, keyboard layout, uname. This is just silly, although the space doesn't matter. So this is, of course, to determine the processor and release. So cut the F1. I mean, we could do that manually because I don't want to. This was -r. And why does it? Should be just 9.3. Or do we need export? Probably, huh? Do they have? Oh, they don't have? Does the shell not allow this in one? Package add pro, does that work? Can't process. HTTPS. Now we pen this again. I mean, I like Xclock, of course. I like the look. The reason our T2 default, I mean, we ship XFCE now, right? But the reason our T2 default TWM is looking like that because it's just probably the original. I mean, I don't really care much. And then I ship the most minimal, right? Plus XFCE. But TWM is probably the, correct me if I'm wrong, actually we should Google that. TWM X11 is that probably the reference implementation. Window Manager, start 1987, Tom. The strange standard window manager for the since X11 R4 originated stood for Tom's window manager. It's like, yeah, Tom's minimal configuration language. I mean, just give me an X term, right? And like, as I remembered, the historic vintage default, so like, give me the most minimal, but it looks a little bit nicer, right? The TWM looks certainly more dated given the 1984 whatever history of that. Why does this not move? Hello? Maybe I clicked with pixel wrong. HT, so let's close that. Let's HTTPS CD and NetBSD. So this is also focus. I mean, maybe, yeah, it probably is pointless to configure our TWM nicer looking because nobody will really use it. Why does this not work? Do we have curl? BSD URL loader, what is he even freaking? (2023) you need to Google what bloody BSD. By default, Transfers is disabled. What? By default, resuming transfers. Why does this not work now? Ah, maybe we don't have internet. Okay, can we just run DH? Okay, that would explain a thing. Also, we have dropped frames, apparently. Thank you very much. NetBSD, configure, network. Maybe we should have gone into the menu and configured it. Can we adjust DHCP? So, note to myself the next time if there is an option for network configuration, I should. I mean, we could probably manually configure it. Ah, no, we can't because I don't remember the Qemu. If it would be directly host attached. Oh, come on. Setting up TCP/IP on NetBSD in practice. DH in local area managed. Expect internet to make NetBSD client run in such an environment. It's usually enough to set an etc rc dh. No, did I? Was it rcd dot? No, in etc. Why is it not here? dh. That's the wrong. Why is YouTube whining so much? etc in etcrc.conf and the IP address will be. I would have expected this at local services dhcpd dhcpcd dhcpcd dhcpcd. Oh, but we probably need to reboot now. No completion here. Yeah, I noticed this with OpenBSD yesterday already. They also didn't support 0, or did they? Also, OpenBSD, when I first experimented with it yesterday, it didn't power off on the Qemu ACPI, so it just shut down H now in OpenBSD resulted in the system, whatever, some final message of system finished halting of stuff. You can press a key to reboot now, whatever. Okay, that works. Nothing like trying this. Let's hope we saved the history. I don't want to type this shit again. Man, how to torture people. Package path equals https cdn memory test, right? netbsd.org pub package source. Building a data center fresh SAS cables. So year of infrastructure, right? Infrastructure year. As promised, putting money where my mouth is. So packages, NetBSD, all something, you name. I mean, I could type this, but whatever, you name dish M or IP processor. What was it? 9? Was it 90? and can't process HTTP, no package found for cross, sorry. It could be still typo, right? I mean, that is, if you let people type this shit, then uname P. Okay, they use the same name as we, same name, and A93. That might be. But yeah, this is just outright silly. This is. If you are a BSD fan, leave in the comments below why this is not set up by default. Package path, CDN, NetBSD, org, pub, package, source, packages, NetBSD. I probably should resort to using some kind of, probably should, do they support spice? Let's try what we get. If you are a NetBSD or stuff user, fan, developer, maybe leave me also a comment. What did I want to say? All right, what is the default URL loading thing like wget? So yeah, this is also architectures probably more than T2 and certainly more than all the other BSDs. I mean, don't tell me you need to specify. Don't tell me you need to specify. Bash. I mean, this would be silly if you need to. 5 to 15. Oh no, they do fetch with star. Fuck, where is the typo in there? So unknown HTTP error. What exactly is unknown? So you can configure package source and package. What do you mean with package in or install? You mean I should have selected some menu entry to set this up by default? Okay, but why is it not the default? NetBSD default CLI URL. That's the first steps. URL driver provides. Oh no, this is URL provides USB Ethernet adapters. Oh, you can't mix this stuff up. What do you mean cut it? You mean the instruction here? Because that is just release, right? That is 9.3. I typed it in here because I didn't want to type so much stuff. Uname release. So that is 9.3. There's nothing to cut. CDN, pretty annoying to be honest. CDN NetBSD org, pub, package, source, packages, NetBSD, uname P. Would be cool if we could test this with curl, or it's like, how should I telnet? Telnet this? No. What do? They probably don't have S trace. Do they have some? Alright, oh wait, we don't have complete. Do they have D trace? Hey, they have D trace. Just I don't memorize the D trace syntax. Otherwise we could. D-trace, no probe specified there. I sometimes use D-trace on macOS, but I can't remember each exotic. It can be D-trace, process execution, tracing user processes, D-trace user guide. Nothing like reading freaking manuals together. Okay, Oracle, Solaris. Not sure if that matches to be from NetBSD. Yeah, that is like, yeah, explains this. I mean, I'm a 25-year Unix and stuff developer, but this is really. You say one package add package in. Oh, come on. But that probably will also fail. Also, you have -v package in. Don't tell me that works. Yeah, that is really frustrating. I mean, how should I check this now? I don't even know. I mean, sure, if you... But that is the thing, right? An operating system for decades should be a little bit more self-explanatory. Self-explanatory. It shouldn't be that you need... I mean, some reading is to be expected, but like this is a little bit too silly. Also, like if the whole world uses curl, why not ship curl by default, right? Because currently I don't see a, do you see a freaking typo here? I mean, we could, now probably, even if I switch to Spice now, which I would not be surprised if NetBSD doesn't like Spice protocol, I wouldn't be surprised if obviously that does not just work with UX term, or does it? To copy and paste here between the VM. Package in update. To maintain a local database of packages that are on the remote server, you can fetch the database with package in update, package in search, install. Package and upgrade. Okay, upgrade installed. Others installed packages. Yeah. More. So normal users you would have long lost, right? I mean, I could redo the installation and see if there is some step. Liquid Mobius just writes, agreed, they literally uninstalled NetBSD yesterday because of similar issues. Yeah, but FTP is FTP, or is FTP also, do they have FTP with HTTP support? No file must specify. No file after directory, you must specify an output file. Okay, that even works, thank you. Didn't expect, like for me FTP is FTP protocol and not like also HTTP. So fair enough. That was easier than expected, but also a little bit counterintuitive, unintuitive. By the way, they didn't want a final. No, they didn't have a final slash after. Oops, nothing like. Okay, not found. What did I? All. Oh, I copy and pasted this wrong. Oh, but this works. If this works, why does package add not work? Can't process HTTP, CDN. Like what the heck is unknown HTTP error? This is, by the way, a really bad anti-pattern. This is one of the things I hate the most with software, also from Microsoft, Apple, Oracle, and Solaris and stuff. Like the worst thing software can do is unexpected error. Like what the heck? Just give me the last error code of something. Like even if you didn't expect it or unknown, like give me the last freaking error code. Like anything, right? Like the raw stuff coming from the HTTP server, like, or unexpected, like if you didn't case switch it, like give me at least the raw like error code or something that I can at least worst case look up in standard error numbers or whatever. Like I literally, it's like, why does it not? I mean, I did do this slightly different, but it, like I exported this in one line. That shouldn't really be an issue, unless the shell is strange. But I mean, it's fetching that from there, so can't process CDN 443. I mean, can we? Do they support HTTP? Should we try? Well, does it have some IPv6 issue? Like, how should I know now? Okay, this works without S. Let's. You never know. I mean, I could. Maybe they don't like the redirect that their CDN is doing. This did something. Like, why does HTTPS not work? It's a somewhat right date, though. Are you kidding me? So yeah, whatever is the issue there, I don't know. I followed. I mean, I for once read the freaking manual. Already installed. Did we not package in update? Oh no, it works. Whatever. Did I not type package in? What did I type there? I thought it didn't. So yeah, whatever's up there. I don't know. This is just silly. Let's package in install subversion. So yeah, we are looking to improve our package installation also significantly. Proceed. Oh, this is things. I obviously would, like, even I, with our tiny little Linux distribution, would make this like working by default, less error prone, and like if your package add stuff is somehow so vintage that package in is recommended, like why not improve your general package thing so that you don't need a second package in. Maybe that is why Linux has a higher market share than NetBSD. Okay, this installs quite a bit. That is of course the issue if you have only one set of packages, that it probably installs here Ruby bindings. That is a benefit. I mean, the benefit is, and that is also T2 will soon, in the next 12 months, probably realistically until next year, have more binary package pre-built some things, so that binary installation like this is also available and not just building from source. The benefit, of course, is that being faster than building from source. This took way longer though. OpenBSD yesterday was way snappier, right? Whatever, probably it installed way less. But as far as I remember, in yesterday's OpenBSD test, that, I mean, yeah, it took a minute or so, but I mean, the other was probably 10 seconds. Do we have rsync, by the way? We have SSH, right? I mean, sure, if you got going, it's workable. Not unlike Debian apt, so yeah, that's similar to T2, XX hash, of course, popt. Why does this install bash though? Why does rsync install bash? That's a little bit strange. Actually, let's make this a second video like yesterday. First try. So that's basically, we tried it. I mean, we could, you know what? Let's for one last thing, and then T2 homebrew in a second video. That makes more sense. Let's see what happens if we want to install Firefox just because. Not even sure, did OpenBSD ship Firefox? I don't quite remember that. Type 3 error writes, user requirements 20 years of experience being a Unix Linux developer. Yeah, and then even then you follow the freaking manual and need to type in a bloody URL, so unless it's available in some install menu that I skipped over. So yeah, 127, and that is of course the thing, right? If you're wondering why is the T2 ISO a gigabyte and that was less, yeah, because now you're fetching the 127 megabytes of 673 megabytes of install of PC, even PCI utils, NSS, NSPR, WebP, video for Linux of all curious things from Mac, NetBSD, GTK3, yeah, GIFlib, ATSPI 2-core. So this is all the stuff that you would also have on the other 2011 Linux distributions. Liquid Mobius writes, NetBSD and FreeBSD burn too much RAM. How do you say that? Should they not usually be smaller and stuff? Hey, which calculator? Is it Xcalc? Of course it's Xcalc. But we don't have free. Why do we not have free too? Okay, wait, we have... Alright, do we? Oh no, this is not bash. Like, how can a... And that is a curious thing, right? Like, I'm sure there might be a BSD inherited Unix command thing that I don't know, but... Like, why does it not have a free command? But hey, at least it has proc. Like, OpenBSD doesn't have proc anymore, right? So, at least you have mem info there if you wanted that. So top has also one toggling all CPUs like Linux. Because even the, like, if you're into this stuff, new to this stuff, even, like, as you see, it doesn't have free for the memory, but it has DF or disk free? What is that even standing for? Yeah, display free disk space. Display free disk space, DF. Yeah, it doesn't have free for some crazy reason. And even the top differs. So some don't have this all CPU listing, or yeah, it's just different sources, different. I mean, certainly when the Linux people re-implemented, or the GNU and then Linux people re-implemented everything, they kept it somewhat similar, but and then they initially started implementing the most minimal, then kept it somewhat similar, and then for decades, for 20 years, added every feature and GNU extensions they could ever come up with, and that is why we have more minimal BSD stuff and everything but the kitchen sink GNU Linux stuff. So yeah, Firefox coming to an end. Still installing. Interesting, did it not already install Firefox? Hey, no, it starts to. Oh, this is nightly? Why is this nightly? Okay, for some strange reason they ship something as nightly. Our Firefox says Firefox, right? Our says Mozilla Firefox, everything says nightly. Maybe for marketing reasons. I know there's some marketing trademark controversy. I basically always like yeah, this Firefox is Firefox, we don't really modify it, and like if Mozilla or Casting issues, they can write me an email. Hopefully not sue me, but oh no, there's. But okay, why does it? Oh no, this really says nightly here though. Which version is that? Oh, why is this menu so sucking? All right, no, why? Why does it suck so much? Hello? Like, how can this menu suck? You literally had one. You had one job how to. Okay, fine. Like about, was it? Is it this? No, just about. Config about? What was the bloody... Oh, come on. Does it have a key binding? Hey, even in my Linux that works. Also, this is an old version. What even was that Firefox about config thing? Oh shit. Firefox preferences configuration about config. Did I not enter that? Maybe I entered config about. Yes. God's sake. Okay, this is not really. I hope this would show me the. Yeah, okay, fine. I lost my motivation there. So, yeah, that's basically it. You can have Firefox. Do they have like LibreOffice? Just if you wanted to go crazy. Okay, they have. The following packages have unmet requirements. GCC 7. What? 80 packages to install. What? libstdc++ SO7 needed by GCC 7 is not present on the system. Hey, I did not do so much and I get already strange warnings here. So for everyone ever complaining about minimal marginalities in our amazing T2 Linux distribution, from now on I will point you to but OpenBSD, NetBSD and all the other 2011 Linux distributions. Anyway, that's it for this video. Let's try some minutes of, or should we first? Yeah, maybe. Or maybe not. Should we first try? We have, alright, we still have FreeBSD. Leave me in the comments below. Should we first try FreeBSD, DragonflyBSD, or should we first try to use T2 to build some package sources? Let me in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something. One last thing, because comments there are, how try use keyboard to scroll the settings menu. I tried. Maybe you have not seen it, but I tried. But this doesn't have focus. So maybe this is not NetBSD's fault. I mean, that this doesn't work is, maybe it's the nightly build or whatever, but actually we could test here on our T2, although I'm currently running because it's my old Road Warrior SSD. I'm still migrating to the latest and greatest T2 because I've just so much accumulated stuff. But it's maybe not NetBSD because like I click here, that is maybe I don't know, maybe that is some generic bug because like if I press a key then it navigates still the URL thing there. We could check with this old version of T2. Oh, here in this works. So maybe there must be some kind of focus issue. Yeah, basically all the menus have that here. So yeah, whatever, I guess. Open source, it's free.